Back again, I see. Today, another episode about shares. In episode 11, on the classification of shares, the different sectors into which we can subdivide shares were discussed. With further digitization to come in the future, the information technology sector has my undivided attention. Cybercrime increased enormously during the pandemic, which is why I want to search for an ETF in cybersecurity. Would you like to join me? Europol already wrote about this back in October 2020, last autumn. The pandemic of the past year has led to an upward trend in cybercrime. With ongoing digitization all around us, hackers are more active than ever. Because we've started working from home at a rapid pace and the systems in offices have been adapted accordingly, here and there security leaks will undoubtedly have arisen, and hackers make good use of this. Data leaks are also on the increase. In the graph behind me, you can see the increase in the number of data breaches, often due to lack of data security. A study into cybercrime conducted by Accenture in 2019 shows an increase of more than 10% over the years 2017 and 2018. Statista has figures of the growth in costs associated with cybercrime from 2001 to 2020. You see a massive increase of up to $4.2 billion in costs over the past year. Cybercrime is hugely lucrative, and the end is not nearly in sight. The total damage involved is expected to rise to over $10 trillion. A lot of money will therefore also be spent in the coming years on combating cybercrime and preventing data leaks at companies. The cybersecurity business will certainly benefit from this. Just think, how many devices connected to the internet did you have 20 years ago? Maybe you didn't even have an internet connection in your home. Now check this out. Not only your laptop, your tablet, and your phone are connected to the internet, but often also your television, your home security system, even the thermometer. The graph below shows the growth figures for the past 7 years and the forecast for 2025. On the basis of research figures, which I just briefly discussed with you, I want to see if there are interesting ETFs in this specific industry sector. Preferably within the GIRO core selection, of course, because as you may remember from previous episodes, such as episode 9, once a month you pay no transaction costs when purchasing an ETF from the GIRO core selection. These costs do therefore not affect your return. Now, you will be wondering, why an ETF and why not just stocks? I can explain that part to you. I do not, however, have extensive substantive knowledge of cybersecurity itself. The research I have done is into the growth of cybercrime and what it means for the technology sector that engages in fighting it. I have no specific knowledge of the companies that have the best solutions, so here too, I choose to spread my investment by means of an ETF. You can see that I have a choice of 2 ETFs, the L&G Cybersecurity ETF and the iShares Digital Security ETF. What you can see in the last column, that of the expense ratio, is that the L&G Cybersecurity ETF is almost twice as expensive in the so-called managing and operational costs for the ETF. Morningstar does have more information about L&G Cybersecurity ETF, at least information about the return over the past few years. This ETF was founded in 2015 and has a 5-year annualized return of 21%. These figures are not yet available for the iShares Digital Security ETF. Founded in 2018, there are no annualized returns of this ETF as of yet. Despite the higher costs for the L&G Security ETF, I decided to spread my opportunities and invest in both ETFs. I will show you how I purchased both ETFs from the GIRO. Because I want to make sure that I purchase the ETFs that are included in the core selection of the GIRO, I copy the so-called ISIN code of the relevant ETF. I want to have the L&G Cybersecurity ETF that is offered on the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. I check again just to be sure whether or not I actually pay any transaction costs and place the order. The stock exchange is now closed, so this order will not be executed immediately. I simply repeat these steps for the iShares Digital Security ETF. You have now been able to see briefly in this episode how I conduct general research. The underlying research has been much more extensive. Who knows, I might just come back to that next time. So subscribe to this channel right now and make sure you don't miss a thing. If you enjoy our videos, please give us a big thumbs up and leave a comment, something we always appreciate.